All right, welcome back. It is 2019, and we are lucky to have Kristy here for our guest interview, and we are focusing on LARC. This month, it is Mentor Month. So, Kristy, explain a little bit what you do here at Gateway Woods.
So, I am part-time coordinator, LARC coordinator, and a lot of my job responsibility is caseload, working with the kids. We each have a certain amount of kids, youth that are a part of LARC that we work with. We get to know them, tell them what LARC is all about. We talk to them about mentorship. Mentorship is a huge part of LARC. It just is really vital, having a mentor in a youth's life. I know even for our own son, we've talked about connecting him with a mentor, and just it's really important for anyone to have a mentor in their life, but especially youth that don't have a lot of support and family support. So mentorship is a big part of what we do. We connect them with a mentor. We get to know both mentors and the mentees, and really try to make a good connection of interests, things that they enjoy doing and stuff like that. So just nurturing the relationships of the new youth that are in LARC, nurturing the relationships of our mentors, as well as building community partners. So getting out into the community, whether it's local churches, small business owners, employment opportunities, education pieces is huge, whether it's tutoring or life skills stuff that we can pass on to the individuals that we work with.
Very good.
I do a lot of the administrative stuff, actually, I guess I should say. So I have a lot more of the administrative corner.
Well, Rob needs a good sidekick. We all know that.
Yeah.
He's not as organized. He's kind of like me. And so I have him late.
Yeah.
So the kids, it's an optional thing for them. How is it presented to them initially? Do you meet with them?
Yep.
Pretty much right when they get here, or what's that look like?
No, so there's 5 different phases in our residential program. So once kids come to Gateway, we let them get used to Gateway. We let them get used to their houses, their house parents, their counselors. There's a lot going on. The school staff. So once they've progressed to phase 2, then we kind of talk with them. Sometimes it's naturally, sometimes we have to schedule it with the house and have them come over. Introduce ourselves, again, tell them what LARC's all about, explain what our mentorship program's all about, and see if they have any interest in being a part of it. It's completely voluntary, they don't have to, but the majority of the kids that come through here want that mentor in their life, and some start off wanting it as an excuse to get off campus, sure. But in the end, it's really turned out to be an awesome relationship. So.
Very good. As always, if you have questions for Kristy or LARC in general, feel free to chime in. So, how long have you been in this specific role?
As with LARC, October or November was a year, so a little over a year.
Good. And so, what gets you excited about this job?
So, my husband and I were house parents for about 4.5 years. We came out in 2009. And further on, we started realizing that we wished there was something for these kids. Like, once we sent them away, you send them back to school or home or independent living on their own, and it's like, we wish they had more support or more resources. And so we were kind of on a brainstorming committee for some sort of aftercare options. So we were really advocating for something like LARC back while we were house parents. So when we left house parenting, we fostered for about 1.5 years, and I just worked part-time here and there. But then when a part-time position came open with LARC, that's when I really started considering it, because it's something that we were advocating for so strongly. So.
No, that's really cool. Just like when God puts different passions on our heart, and then opportunities open up. Similar for me, just in design, and just the opportunity in the office to transition from house parenting, and so I could still be active in the ministry, but it's just a different role.
Yeah.
It's just there's satisfaction in that, and it's comforting. It's just nice.
Yeah.
And it's nice to be closer to Chad. He's just upstairs.
Yes,
So.
yes. So it's always fun working with your hubby.
Very good. So,
but not with. I hardly ever see him actually. So.
Yeah. Well, he makes his rounds. He does. He's a chatty Cathy, as we call him. Yep. Chatty. Yep. Maybe. So, about a year in this role,
yep.
How has house parenting helped you in your kind of day to day?
I mean, it's definitely helped. It's really helped knowing their schedule, knowing their routine, knowing the expectations of the house parents. Because we do work a lot with these individuals. We want to build the relationships while they're here, and we want to connect them with a mentor while they're still here at Gateway, so that that relationship is strong and rooted and natural by the time they leave. And so that way, that support follows them and stays a part of their life. So, yeah, we're with them a lot. We do different events with them, and with the mentors. We have a mentor picnic every summer. So that's with the kids and the mentors. We have a Christmas party. Every other Thursday, we take them to the hub. So when you're interacting with them and even taking them off campus and stuff, that training from house parenting and experience, it's really has helped.
Yeah.
As play a part of this role, just being able to take some of that training and pour it into our time with them.
Yeah, very good. It's just you kind of know what you're dealing with, and there's just a comfort with that. Mm-hmm. Obviously, we're always going to be surprised by something, but there isn't huge surprises. So, speaking to a little bit more of the mentor, you do have some support nights. What does that look like, and how has that helped kind of the conversation of mentors and some of the questions that they had, and maybe help redefine the program? Because I think every good program adapts and adjusts. So. Yeah,
we're still learning. We're constantly coming up with new ideas and different things to do. So Julie Maybach actually had the idea to start offering these mentor support nights. And obviously we're all on board. That was a great idea. And just another way for us to continue to tap into our mentors and to be there for them. Because ultimately we're here to support both the youth and the mentors and our community partners and just make all the connections flow. So the first Monday night of every month, we do offer a mentor support night, and it's just voluntary, whoever wants to come. We do offer a topic each month, and it just relates to whether it's the mentorship expectations or struggles in mentoring or myths about mentoring, or just working with traumatized youth. I mean, a lot of the youth that we do work with, these mentors have really amazing hearts, but they're not really prepared for some of the situations that their mentee has been through in life. And so this is just that ongoing support to help them kind of understand, their past, where they've come from, and how to walk them through tough times in life. So it's really been a huge blessing, because sometimes, just Monday night, there was such good talk right off the bat. I said, all right, I just want to shut my laptop right now and forget this whole slideshow I have for you, because this is so good. Let's just talk about our experiences and what's really blessed us. And but we didn't. We still learned some, but it's really great support for each other.
Oh, that's great. Just having that dialogue and just having a sounding board. Yeah. That's just important in any facet of our life.
Yeah.
And it's really mentoring right there. Yeah. It's just kind of a mentor support group. So, so speaking to a little bit more of a house parenting, so what initially brought you guys out? I think Chad's probably mentioned it, but I've slept since then. I can't really remember.
Yeah. So like I said, 2009, we were living in Roanoke, Illinois, and we put our house on the market. We didn't even put it on the market. The market was horrible. We stuck a for sale by owner sign in our yard and thought there was a house down the road from us that had been for sale for almost a year. And so we were thinking long haul. We were kind of wanting to move to the country, a little more space. And we had 3 kids by then. We were just ready for something a little bigger. And so we thought, let's just take it easy. For sale by owner, no advertising, no open houses, no nothing. And we would work on projects. We were repainted a bunch of the house and stuff like that. And within 2 weeks, we had almost full price asking offer, and we were like, what just happened?
Wow.
Like, what just happened? We were totally blown away. Someone that we didn't know drove by, saw it, wanted to see it, and like I said, we never, pursued anything. So that really surprised us, and there was a government offer at the time. If you're a first-time home buyer and you close by this date, there's this incentive. So that helped push, like they wanted the closing date soon, and we didn't, we didn't expect any of this. So we were talking with family, and we were just like, man, okay, there was a house that we liked, but now it's gone, and so just, pray for something to come up. And so Chad's sister lived out here at the time, and she had said, I think you guys should come to Gateway, and to which we laughed and said, I don't think we're really fit for that. We didn't have a whole lot of exposure to Gateway at the time, so but it persisted, and even his family encouraged us to pray about it, and we did, and God was very, very clear. He changed our hearts and showed us that this is what he wanted for our lives, and as they say, the rest is history.
That's really good. You said you're not a good fit. If Chad and Kristy are not a good fit for house parents, nobody is. You guys were awesome, and you still pour in. Your hearts are outpouring for this ministry and just youth in general with being involved in the young group at church. And just it's a testimony for me, just having younger kids and maybe someplace to aspire of hopefully having a home that's open. I just drove by your house the other day, and you had, I don't know how many cars, I don't know if that was legal, having that many cars, small space, but still, it shows your exuberance for youth and just the outpouring. So thank you for that.
Yeah.
So, is there something in house parenting that you learned that just really kind of has stuck to you today?
Oh man, so much. When we first were called out here, we came and visited, we applied, we went through all that, and we left. We stayed for a weekend to experience what it's like in the house, interviewed and did all that stuff. And as we drove away, I remember looking back and thinking, we're going to come back here. We're going to turn lives around, and just that God's called us to this, we're going to do this, and we're going to, that was the theme, turning lives around. And I just was almost proud, like, all right, I'm making this sacrifice. I'm following what God wants. We're going to do this. And God quickly put me in my place and reminded me, like, I ain't asking you to come do this. I'm just asking you to let me work through you. Mm-hmm. And so he taught us a lot through house parenting, and really it was such a growing experience for not only Chad and myself individually. It was a growing experience for us as a couple. It was a huge growing experience for our kids, and it's really molded our kids into what they are today. I mean, they've learned so much, and it's caused them even to pursue, a career. Kelsey's going to college for social work, and so she longs to do something along the lines of this, working with youth and families.
Yeah, that's great.
So,
and then what's a fun memory from house parenting?
There's a lot.
Yeah.
So, I thought about this. There's so many. There was a lot of pranks between staff. And one thing that I will say is fellow house parents, our team was just amazing. In our 4.5 years here, we worked with a lot of great people. So there was just a lot of great memories and stuff that happened. And it really was kind of a family. I mean, you really lean on each other a lot. It really helped us through tough days and good days. But probably, I would say with the kids, one of my favorite memories is still when we took them ice skating over Christmas break. And the boys in the house, when we told them, okay guys, we're going ice skating this afternoon. One of our boys is originally from Russia, and actually you're going to be interviewing him next week, I believe, maybe?
Yeah. Chad might be, but yeah.
Okay, so stay tuned for that. That'll be a good one. But his words were, ice skating? I'm going to be on my butt before you can say hi. Something like that. And we just died laughing. And then the other two are all proud and cocky and, oh, this is going to be awesome, and all excited. And Josh did amazing, okay? The one that thought he was going to just fall. And the other two, I mean, it was a danger to be within 10 feet of them. It was flailing and out of control and just constant. They were on the ground more than they were on their skates. And it was just the whole time. It was just, I could hardly skate. We were laughing so hard.
That's awesome.
But then there were these girls that they were trying to impress. And so the girls hopped out and sat on right outside the ice skating rink. And they're still flailing around and you know, basically throwing their backs out from trying to stay up. And they get right in front of these girls. And one of our boys just wipes out, disappears right in front of them. And they're dying laughing. And I'm right behind them. I mean, it's just, we can't even hardly skate. We're laughing so hard. And he pulls himself up, and they're right there. I don't think he realized it. They're right there. And he's like, and he gets on his feet. He's like, I'm good. And he takes one step and down again. And it was just, I mean, the whole night was so funny. But yeah, they were great sports, but it was a lot of fun.
Oh,
Speaking of memories, Cameron Byansky is on. He says, hello.
Cameron.
And he says, do you remember when we went on our house trip to Illinois and I was singing One Direction in the van with the ladies?
Oh, yes. House trips, I mean, I could sit here for hours and tell stories if you want, but house trips were amazing. We took them to Starved Rock, and that was fun. And then the indoor water park in Utica. I don't know if you've ever been there, but so that was fun. We hiked a lot. If you ever been to Starved Rock, there's lots of stairs. And one of our girls thought for sure she was going to die, but she didn't. She survived. And great weekend.
I remember seeing pictures because I think we just became house parents, and one of your girl residents at the time took lots of pictures and all excited about it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it looked like a fun time.
It
Yeah.
was.
We never did an overnight house trip, but sounds like it was
Yeah, we did
a lot of
two
fun.
different
okay.
overnight house trips.
Cameron says he wants to go back.
All right. Let's take a trip.
And then a question from Chad. What type of training is offered to mentors besides the mentor support nights?
Okay, good question. So before we do connect them with an individual, we do offer mentor training, and it's hour and a half, and we just talk through trauma in youth, because the majority of our kids have been through some trauma in life. We talk through addictions and just how to help them through certain things in life. We do a lot of training on just the logistics of Gateway, how things work, what the expectations are. A lot of them are on probation, so we have to kind of extend a lot of those warnings and just cautions, just good things to know. And then there's resources we give them as well. We have a library down in our office of more mentor training and books and stuff. So the more they want to learn, the more we'll give them.
Very
So,
good.
yeah.
So what are you looking for in a mentor? Like, what's not an ideal candidate, but somebody that would be a good fit?
Yeah, someone that just has a desire to just wrap their arm around a youth that maybe has never had that in life. Some of our mentors come in because they've had experiences in their life where they didn't have support, and so they want to be that support to someone else. Someone comes in, I had someone come in, she was a young mom, and she had a very supportive parent when she was a single teen mom, and so her passion was for other teen moms to support them who might not have that support that she had. So some people, it's just a variety of different things of why they're called, but ultimately, if they have the passion to just be there, I mean, they don't have to be a parent, they don't have to be a house parent figure or an authority, they just need to be a friend. They just need to love them unconditionally and just, congratulate them in the small things and just help pick them up in the hard times and just patient, be very patient, really just a listening ear is another big thing too. Yeah.
So for those people praying, thinking about it, what is the first steps for them to do to kind of get a hold of you guys or start that conversation?
Yeah, reach out to Rob, Julie, or myself. It's all the information's on our website in the LARC tab.
Mm-hmm.
Or give us a call. Just give Gateway a call and ask for one of us in LARC. Set up a time to meet. If you have a church that you would love for us to come speak to, that's another thing we do. We come to local churches and share about LARC. And again, that's where we get a lot of our mentors. That's where we get a lot of our small business owners that are willing to hire
Mm-hmm.
at-risk youth that maybe never had a job before. And if they're just at McDonald's or anywhere else, might get fired really quickly. So they need that almost like an employment mentor.
Sure.
Mhm.
You know, someone that'll teach them and be patient with them and teach them how to the work ethics and stuff like that. So that's where we do find a lot of our community partners and mentors is in local churches. So we do share around the area what we're all about and what the needs are.
And so, like, as far as geographically, what is kind of like the space or the range that we offer currently in our LARC program?
We are trying to grow that. Obviously, we have a lot of resources in the Fort Wayne area, in our local community, Graybull, Leo, up to Auburn, DeKalb County, a little bit, not really. We do have some that we try to connect with Angola area. We are extending more and more to the South Bend area and Milford,
Okay.
Goshen. So we're slowly adding resources and community partners and mentors in that area. So that's been exciting. So it's kind of as the need comes, as we get kids that are placed here from different areas, we're going to tap into that area and try to find connections for them when they leave.
Mhm.
So a big thing, maybe pray for more opportunities
Yeah.
to open up and
Yeah,
people
for
willing
sure.
to kind of spearhead this initiative, right?
Yeah.
Because it seems like it's the way it's set up. It can be multiplied, right? It can be set up, put really anywhere else because it's really a lot of facilitation and making sure you have the right kind of people.
Yeah.
Not tons
It
of
is.
overhead at this point.
Yeah. And we don't fix every need. We want to find as many people that are willing to support and wrap around. So when we do have a youth with needs or an individual with needs, we can just pour in all the resources we have to wrap around them. So, so we're constantly looking for new relationships, new community partners, new church partners, because not every youth is going to be comfortable in just one church, the same church, so we're learning more about different churches and what programs and outreach ministries that they provide to kind of help, encourage different people, like, how about this church, wrap around this church, or here's a really great program that I think you benefit from, or, even schooling, we've been really blessed to tap into the right people with scholarships. We're able to help get one of our LARC kiddos a really great scholarship that helped her through her first year of college. That was really exciting. So
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, just really meeting people where they're at, whether it's a felt need or something they can provide, and that's really cool. Do we have anything else from the field?
Cameron has just left some really sweet comments.
Aww.
I'll share them with you later. But
Okay.
he said he would love to give a hand. He's in Hicksville. But I have a question. What has surprised you the most about the LARC role?
I think I'm never stopped being amazed by God's goodness and by His patience with me, and just learning of how many faults I have myself. I feel like God is constantly teaching me through the people that I work with and the people that I come in contact with, and it just reminds me of where I've come from. It reminds me of what God's done in my life, it's just really surprised me of just the growth that it's brought to me. You don't think of your job as like a really growing personal experience, but it really is. It really is mission work here. It's not across the sea, it's right here on American soil. But it really is. You're working with amazing people that have been through some really hard stuff. But it's nothing of ourselves that changes them. It's just coming alongside them and, like I said, wrapping your arm around them and helping them through it. And in turn, they really help you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they really help make you learn a lot and realize that God's good and that He loves us unconditionally. And that's one thing that He's really taught me through this all, is how to love unconditionally.
Mm-hmm.
Very good. Is there anything else you'd like to add that I haven't asked or?
I don't think so. I'm just really thankful for my team. We have an awesome team. Rob and Julie and myself, and I know people say, do you guys get anything done? We do. We are all great friends, and we love to laugh, and we love to have a lot of fun, but we do. It's been an exciting year. It's just, we've had like a mentor explosion lately, which is awesome. But we've also had a mini explosion of placements. So the need is always out there. We do have other, that's true, like Cameron. I know you're doing well, but there's definitely, we want to get the word out to former residents that might still need that support in life. I mean, you're never too old for a mentor.
Right.
There's people in my own church that I cherish that are older than me that I appreciate that relationship. And we have a 32-year-old on our caseload in LARC. So you're never too old for a mentor. So if you ever, you know, need those services in your, or that support in your life, you know, reach out to us. It's not just for current residents. It's for anyone who's lacking support.
Very good.
In life.
And we are looking for a full-time LARC coordinator.
Yes.
So,
yes.
Speaking to that a little bit, what expectations, maybe what they would be doing.
Yeah, big part of it would be community outreach. Like I said, I do a lot of the administrative stuff, and Julie and I both are part-time, and Rob's manager. So we really need another full-time person to just really push into the community outreach. I just told Rob not too long ago, I said, I feel like we're doing a lot, but I'm not sure I'm doing it well. Like, I want to do well, you know, the things that I'm supposed to be doing. So because we're trying to do so much, because we're a little stretched, we could be doing so much better. So they would definitely do a lot of community outreach, meeting with small business partners for employment, education pieces. Just South Bend area, we really need to dive in more to that area, because we're getting more and more kids placed from there that go back there. And that's a big time commitment, you know, to be over there and to be constantly working on building those resources. So it's not something that we're good at keeping up with, because we don't have the time for it. So a lot of community outreach, caseload, whether it's building relationships with our kids, with our youth that we're working with, and with the mentors.
What are some of the other needs of the LARC department? You said that you've kind of had an explosion of mentors. Are you still in need of mentors, or other?
So my boss is great, but he loves to just, I mean, he has a hard time saying no. He loves to just be a part of everything, and it's awesome. So he offered to be the local orphan care representative, Northeast Allen County, or Northeast Indiana. I guess there wasn't one in the area. So for CAFO, Christian Alliance for Orphans. So our team went to the conference last year out in Dallas. It was amazing. This year it's in Louisville, Kentucky. And it's just literally people from around the world that have a desire and a passion for orphans, whether it's unsupported youth or literal orphans. And so it's just an amazing thing. So he wanted to, for us to be a part of it. And so we went to a bunch of local churches around Orphan Sunday this year. And that's how we really got a bunch of mentors on board, and job partners and small business owners. I mean, it was a great thing. But I've never wished for more kids to come to Gateway, but it's like, we've got the mentors. So
That's awesome.
If there's anyone, needing support out there, right now we have mentors. It kind of ebbs and flows.
Yeah.
There's times where it's dry and we have one waiting, but we have a lot that are in the process right now. getting
Awesome.
ready to get hooked up. So
Very good.
that's been exciting.
Well, thank you. I've enjoyed the little
Yeah.
chat here and learning a little bit more about you and just your role in the LARC department. So continually pray for that position to be filled with the LARC coordinator. Obviously praying for mentors and mentees and the relationships that are currently existing, but those in the future. And just really for 2019 and what LARC, how it might expand and what's going to happen on the horizon. And hopefully the rest of this month we'll kind of fill in some of those questions that we have about LARC and how we can be involved. And hopefully next week we're hoping to have a mentor-mentee kind of interview session. It should be really cool, neat perspective. And if it does happen, it would be our first LARC client or kid, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
So that's really cool. So anyway, join us next Wednesday, I believe at 12:30. If it changes on time, we'll let you know. So thanks again.